All right, folks. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Run. Here we go. It is what is today? Thursday. Yeah, it's been a kind of a helter-skelter week, as you know, with the show and with things going on over here. I'm trying to get it figured out. As you know, I started a new job, and that job comes with an 8 o'clock or 8:30 everyday meeting. So this show ends up being necessarily compressed to a half an hour for now, while I figure out how to reconfigure things. So I'm working hard to get things reconfigured. We'll probably start at 7 every day and go to like 8:15 and do a combined daily paycheck coffee run as sort of one show. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't know what that format's going to look like yet, but working towards it. So let's get right into it here. News notes for today are this. I ran into a new channel last night called Dice Data. If memory serves, he's got like 37 subscribers or something like that. Everybody go there now and subscribe to this guy's channel, Dice Data. He's great. He reminds me of what I was doing 2 years ago, but he does it better. Like, take a strategy, run it through. I was running it through WinCrafts and giving you kind of all the data about how a strategy worked, how compared to this one, what your expected losses were, some of the math behind whatever, what bankroll should you use. He's doing a great job, man. He's like, here's the Iron Cross. Here it is after a million rolls. Here's your expected wins, loss, the histogram. It's fantastic. He breaks it all down. And he's not doing it from like a DI perspective or a math guy perspective. He's just like saying, hey, if you're going to play this strategy, here's what you can expect to win, lose. Here's where the house edge comes in. Fan-freaking-tastic. So he's my new obsession. I love this guy. And again, he's doing shows like I was doing a few years back, but so much better production and just a great presentation of the data. I love what he's doing. So Dice Data, everybody get over there and jump on this guy's channel. It's fantastic. Okay. We'll do a quick DPC check in here. And just to let you know, I got more slow motion coming. I filmed some. It takes a long time to take slow motion and make a regular video out of it because the slow motion camera looks really clear when I watch them, right? But when I slice that slow motion bit out and make it part of the regular video, it gets muddy. It like distorts it. So I'm having a hard time editing them down. So I don't know how else to do it. Figuring it out. And plus, I think I'm going to do slow motion during the coffee runs now. When I do my paycheck piece, I'm going to slow motion that every day. So we'll have a little bit of slow-mo, not part of the show, but I'm going to capture it every day. We can always look at it later on. So anyway, I'll try to do some as real time as I can with these things, right? Make the thing more interesting. But today we're going to talk about compounding interest once I do a quick little review here. So daily paycheck, we're there, right? For October, we're 4-1. We're doing 2 sessions a day this week because I want to get this thing finished up so I can reformat the shows here. We're at $95,000 in profit now. So we're a couple of okay days away from being there. I've been doing a little more of the duck and cover strategy at this bigger level. Doesn't really matter which way I choose to play. Duck and covers 3 rolls, less risk. The drawdown, bigger risk, 2 rolls in, you're out kind of a thing. So, we're kind of just going through it and seeing what we feel. There's been some, like, people like duck and cover a little bit. I like that idea of ducking and covering. It's a good little way to play. Which number do you pull down is always going to be the thing. It's reminiscent of the storm where you take a hit, pull a number down, take a hit, pull a number down. It's the same idea as that, right? The storm did terrible. Duck and cover's doing okay. Duck and cover leaves you with money to play with. And it's a very scoped number of hits, which I like about it. Anyway, we're getting there for the 100K, and then we'll start using the 100K every day to make it. A quick Creps for the Cure update is this. And I want to give a huge shout out to my friends over here at Casino Tiers. Ed and Bo and 10 Ton. Okay. They deserve all the love. If you're not already on the podcast, I know you all are, but make sure you're there. Reach out to them, please. Leave them a comment for me. They have put up a little party pack here, right? The mug and the dice for the Craps for the Cure, right? Whatever. That's a nice thing to raffle. What they're really doing though is this, and you got to hear me. Okay. One, they're doing that class with Ed and Bo and 10 Ton. They're doing a dice class on a Saturday. I think it's the Saturday after Craps, like November 2nd or something like that, right? That thing sold out. What they've said is that because it sold out so fast, they're going to do another class on Sunday. And I think it's limited to 8 people. I think it's $14.95 for the class or whatever, right? What they said to me yesterday was everybody who signs up for that class and mentions Craps for the Cure, say, John told me to come to the class on Sunday. You pay your $14.95, the $4.95, $500, coming back to Craps for the Cure. So they're going to donate it right back. So if we get 5 of you guys to sign up for that, or 8 of you guys to sign up for that class, 8 times 5, $4K coming back to Craps for the Cure. Okay, so $500 from every one of you that goes to the Sunday class and mentions Craps for the Cure, they're donating money right back to the Craps for the Cure. Effectively, they're going to cover a third of your tuition. Isn't that great? Also, Bo Parker separately has said anybody who donates $500 to Craps for the Cure is going to get a session with him. He's going to give you a free class. You're going to donate $500. He will do the class. No money in his pocket for that. He's going to donate his time. So as many people as donate $500 to Craps for the Cure, Bo Parker will give you a free lesson at his house, at his craps pit. Okay? He's donating all of that. So between Bo and the folks at Casino Tiers, that is a huge, huge win for us, right? That, and reminder, right? Joe's custom built table, the cruise with me. There's some big things out there, but these guys have stepped up like I'm telling you, they've stepped up. Okay. Reminder also, Craps for the Cure, Casino Player Magazine is giving you, giving away subscriptions. Everybody who subscribes to that magazine between now and when the event happens, they're donating $5 to the cause in your name. Garrison's also donating back to our cause in your name if you buy the Platinum Crafts book. Every book he sells, every magazine subscription, money's coming back to the charity. They're basically giving that stuff away in exchange for the donations. So donate, get it done. All right. The event is just a couple of weeks away, and then I'll stop talking about it. But in the meantime, now I'm getting excited. Look at the new shirt, by the way. This is the Craps for the Cure, almost the official shirt. I ordered this to check quality and make this the official shirt. This thing took almost 11 weeks to come to me. So I had to cancel the order. There's no way I can order it, check quality, and then say, hey, go get it. So I went with a different vendor. But anyway, I'm getting stoked about it. So let's shut up and get into the big thing why we're here today. Okay. Compounding balances in your bankroll. This, I think, one of the most important topics we could ever talk about. We look at the Craps for the Cure. We look at daily paycheck, right? And how did John make $100,000? Well, John got lucky, for one. John threw pretty good and got lucky. Okay. Take that for the truth that it is. There's luck involved, right? I also, for the most part, I went on tilt a couple of days, exercise good discipline and good bankroll management in that show. We win, we stop. We win, we stop. We lose, we don't go chasing, right? Things like the basics I keep talking about. Here's the deal. If you look at your bankroll in this respect, if you say, I'm going to buy in for 15% of my master bankroll, let's say it's 10 grand, 15% of that's $1,500. My goal is 20%. That's $300. Okay. If you rinse and repeat that every day and you win 35 days in a row, you're going to win 100% of your money, 100% profit, right? That's going to turn into another $10,000 or so, right? If you win 100 days in a row, you're going to get 300% in profit. 100 wins, 30 grand, right? 3 times your initial. That's if you just every day, $1,500, win 3, $1,500, win 3, over and over and over again. Okay. If instead you did compounding, which is every time I win, that money goes back to the master bankroll. My next buy-in is not $1,500. My next buy-in is 15% of whatever's in the master account. So that buy-in gets a little bigger over time. You get to the same points, right? Your 100% win, doubling your money, happens in 24 sessions or 24 consecutive wins, not 35. You cut 11 wins off, right? After 100 wins, you wouldn't have 3 times your money. You'd have 1,800 times your money, right? That's the power of compounding, right? Now, there's risk involved with the compounding. Let's take a look at an example here, right? Buying for 10K, 15% is 1,500. Your goal is 20%, which, by the way, is 3% of your master. 15% of 20, or 20% of 15% is 3%. If you rinse and repeat, 35 wins is 10,005, 100 wins is 30K. If you compound it, 24 wins is $10,300. 100 wins is $182,000. Okay. Interesting. 18 times you're starting, not 180 times. Interesting, right? What this does, I'm going to show you a spreadsheet here in a minute that really kind of lays it out. But here's how it works, right? If you buy in for 10K, right? And again, your first buy-in is 1,500. Your first goal was 300. Let's say you win it. Okay. So now you're at 10,300 in the bank. Your next buy-in is 1,550 with a win goal of 310. If you win that 310, your next time you have 10,610 in the bank. Your buy-in is 1,590, call it 1,600. Your win goal is 320, call it 3.25 if you want to, right? You win that, you're at 10,930. Your next buy-in is 1,600 and so forth and so on, right? Every time you win, your master bankroll increases because you put the money back in the bank, right? When you go to the table, your next session should be a percentage of that new total. So the buy-in is bigger. Because the buy-in's bigger, your percentage therefore is the same, but the dollars become more. Percentage higher, the same percentage of a bigger amount of money ends up being pretty freaking cool, right? So how do we capitalize on it, right? We're going to talk about that in a minute. I want to go to a spreadsheet here and show you sort of how this thing lays out, I think kind of in real time. So here's a look at it. If our starting bankroll, again, $10,000, the win goal is 3%. And how does 3% happen? 3% is basically 20% of 15%. You buy in for 15% of 10,000 and win 20% of that. It's a 3% win goal. Now, in the money market, you can get 4.5%, 5%, 6% depending on where you're at, right? So if you think about this as your actual bank account, if you put 10K in a money market account and sat on it forever, this is what you'd have for every number of winning sessions or every time you got paid on that, right? If you take, again, let's just take 25 consecutive wins, you'd win 10K because you're earning more. On the other side, if you're just doing the same every single time, 25K, you're only winning 7,500. Or 25 wins, your total wins are less. And it gets more spread out over time. You win 50 times and 50 times. Look at the difference. One player's got 33,000 in earnings. One player's got 15,000 in earnings, right? And it goes on and on. Let's take a look at how we can build it out, right? Let's say your master bankroll was $10,000, okay? Your buy-in is going to be equal to, in our case, it's going to be this B10. So it'll be B or A12 times B10. So your buy-in is 1,500. Your goal is going to equal whatever that 12 is, B12 times, and it's going to be your win goal. So $C, $10. So there's your first day, right? If you hit your goal, the next day your master bankroll is going to be what it was before, which is B12 or A12. That cell above it plus C12 plus your win goal. So your next buy-in becomes 10,300. Okay. And if I just copy these two down, my win goal goes up. My buy-in's 1,545. My win goal is 309. Okay. And if you just do this a bunch of times, you'll see that every day your bankroll increases because your win goal goes into the bank. The win goal goes into the bank. Your buy-in gets bigger and your win goal gets bigger. And here you are at $17,000, whatever number of days in. Okay. Now, it's a beautiful thing when it works, right? When you can win 50, 60, 100 times in a row, you're not going to do that in craps, right? You're not going to do it in any game. But that's the idea, is that because your buy-ins are commensurate with your total bankroll, right? Some people look at $100,000 bankroll and say, oh, that's cool. Now I've got 20 times I can try $5,000, right? I look at that as saying, oh, I got $15,000 to buy in with today. If I win 3K off of that, which is my 20%, now I got 103 in the bank. And right, buying in for 15,000, right? That's how you look at this thing. As that grows, right? Check it out. If we did even a tiny challenge, right? $100. Start with $100. Do a little online sports betting, $100 or $100 little online roulette thing, right? Buy in for $15 and win $3. Night 103, right? It won't go up right? Until you have, even dollars, but eventually you're buying in for, $25 and winning 5. And look how fast your bankroll grows, right? Just by compounding the win. Okay. This is what I used to devise the daily paycheck planner. So check it out. The daily paycheck looked like this. If I zoom in here a little bit, we always said we're going to have a win goal of 20%. We're going to buy in for 15%. Our max buy-in we'll cap it at 15K, and we're going to round everything to $500. So here we are. When we first started the show, right? Bankroll was 10K. We bought in for 1,500, tried to win 3. Now, in the early days, I was actually doing a buy-in of 10%, right? And the win goal was I was doing this 10 and 10 when we first started. Okay. But really, I think the win goal of 20% off of the 15% buy-in is the right amount. But you can see what your expected is, right? This is series 1, a month, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday. You work this for a month, starting with 10K. If you don't lose, at the end of the month, you're at 17.5, right? Month 2, you start at 17.5. Again, if you don't lose, you're at 30K, right? Triple where you started at the end of the second series. Now, again, you're going to have losses, right? Let's say here you took a loss of minus whatever. Let's say you lost 1250 or something, right? The spreadsheet adjusts. Okay, you lost 1250. Your master bankroll is now down to 10,009, and it starts over from there, right? And it'll adjust the whole thing. This is how I did the daily paycheck. Daily paycheck show is devised around this spreadsheet, which is let's start at 10 and let's I'll use my favorite word. Let's irk along. Let's eke it out. Eke out little tiny wins, right? Move slowly through the process. 20% at a time. And yeah, you're going to take losses in the middle, but this spreadsheet effectively is this. This is what I got over here. We started with 100, looking to win 100,000. And this little table here tells me exactly what the expected buy-in targets and everything else are. So that's exactly how the daily paycheck was constructed. Let's go back and see where we actually are. Our daily paycheck is actually here now, right? We have 3 sessions left, right? Our next buy-in is 14,500. We're going to win 2,900. We go to 98,000. 98,000 with the same buy-in, $3,000 puts us over the top, right? Compounding the wins is, I think, one of the secret sauces here, right? Again, you're going to always put 15% of your total bankroll at risk. You're not going to just say, the more money's in my bank, the more bullets I have. That's the difference here. Let's go back to the other thing here, right? Looking at it from this guy's lens, the more money's in his rack. Now he's got, if he wins, let's pretend he wins 100 times in a row, right? Now he's got 40K in his bank. He might be looking at that saying, oh, cool, I got, whatever. I got 40 times that I can buy in for $1,000. Where this guy's saying $40,000, I got, whatever. I got, 8 times that I can buy, or, my buy-in is only 15% of that, right? He has less bullets, but the bullets are way bigger. And think about that. The size of the bullet matters, right? Come back over to here, right? The way you capitalize on this, with each win, the bankroll grows, the buy-in grows, the win grows. The trouble is that the win goal becomes unattainable, or it feels like it, at your comfort zone. Let's say you're buying in for $1,500 and you're betting quarters. Okay, great. You're betting quarters. Your win goal is $300. How many times you got to win? You got to win 12 times. You got to win 12 quarters, right, to win $300. If you bet bigger, black chips, you have to win 3, not 12. Okay. It gets a little spooky for some people at that level, but that's the way you capitalize on it, because again, you don't want to win 10, 15 times to get to your goal if you can help it. The bigger the bankroll, and you see it on the daily paycheck, the bigger that bankroll gets, the bigger those buy-ins get. I start sweating like it's fake money and I'm just goofing around. I start getting like, God, I know I got $14,000 in the rack here, but geez, I gotta put $8,000 out there. You're like, God, it sounds like a lot of money, but ultimately it's no different than buying in for $1,500 and putting $640 across, which is still a big chunk of your paycheck, but it's not like life-changing. Think about that. I think you have to rise as you rise. You got to rise those bet sizes, rise the wins, commensurate with your buy-in, or you'll grind yourself into oblivion. There's that video that I've told you about. I put a link to it here in the chat. I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to go, I think I got it queued up here, or maybe I don't. Hold on a second. YouTube. I put it in the description of this video, so I don't know if I can find it again. Hold on, let me go over here and say. Math Secret Casino. I think it's what it's called. Math Secret Casinos. I think that's what it is. Here it is. Mathematics. I'm going to show you this video.
This video was sponsored by.
Boop. Let me just switch screens again. This video here, and I put a link to this in the description for you. This video called "The Mathematics of the Casino." I'm going to put this in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. And yes, what happened there? The hell? That's weird. Let's do that. That's the video. And here's the link. Okay, there it is. I will put the spreadsheet out there for you as well. I can make a copy of it for you. But this video here is the one I've shown you before, where this guy really goes into explaining. I'm going to have to kind of move again here. We have the goal is to win $100. Okay. And Alice has got $100,000. She's going to bet $1 on red until she's up 100 or loses the whole 10,000. Bob is going to bet $100 one time on red. 100% of his bankroll, 100% stop loss. She's got a stop loss of nothing, right? What are the chances of them winning? Well, mathematically, here's what it comes out to. Okay. He's got a 47% chance to win. He's got basically a 50-50 shot because the 0-0-0. She's got about a 2.5% chance of ever winning $100. When you have to win 100 times more than you lose, your chances go into the toilet. Again, extreme example, but look at us. If you're betting $25 level, 160 across, and your win goal is $1,000, you got to win 40 times to get there. It's almost like where Alice is. You'll never get there, right? You'll never eke out the win when you're betting too low for your win goal. You got to raise the stakes. This video for me was an eyeball opener. Like, wow, that's really how this works. That's why I embraced the bankroll that I've got and said, you know what, we're going to buy in for more, and our bet sizes are going to go way up along with that. This thing here, I think, honest to God, is one of the best videos I've seen on the topic, because I've always believed that winning less often is what you got to do. You can't get out there. You can't go out there and depend on 12 hits to win. Depend on 2 or 3 hits to win. That video, along with talks that I've had with JB, really changed my mindset on some of that. And that's why that show has taken off. You look at my win graph, it's a hockey stick, because about 3-4 months ago, I embraced that idea and said, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to try and grind. We're going to try and fucking win. And we've been winning, right? Again, luck of the dice, luck of the results, but the compounding nature of my wins has been the answer there. And I think the more I look at this in terms of gambling, I think there's something to this. I'll give you the challenge. Do $100, right? Invest $100 in trying it out on your home table or in Crapsy, and try and compound your wins from 100 and just see how that works for you. Now, yeah, there's a chance you can have a couple of bad sessions and go out to zero a lot faster. But on the winning streaks become way more meaningful. When I win 4 or 5 days in a row, it's 2,000, 2,200, 2,500, 3,000 in back-to-back days. It's not 700, 700, 700, 700, right? There's a difference there. So anyway, I think it's an interesting thing for y'all to think about, okay? I'm going to do a quick little Q&A here. I got 3 minutes for my meeting, and then we'll start. Let me go to the PCs really quick and just take a look at what's being said. Let's see. Let's see. So that's an interesting question, Duracell. That, again, that's for you to decide, right? That's for every player. I love the question, right? If you're going to build that master bankroll up and never use it for anything, the whole point of it is to build up the 401k account to do shit with, right? Like take a trip someplace. Use that money to take a trip. Like I told you before, I take the wins, right? And I separate them. Some goes into the G account, some goes into my travel account, so I can go travel and play. Do what you want to with it, right? The whole idea is to make more to do shit with, right? If you can do it and separate it out, like take your win and say, you know what? Great, I won 20% today. I'm going to put half of that win in the G account. Half of that win's going to go into money I can burn. TV show or concerts and hockey games and whatever you want to do. Be your own money manager in that respect. But it's great that you're asking that question. It's awesome. I did not hear about the 55 roller. I don't watch LFC. I was on the phone last night actually doing, I interviewed Heavy Haltom last night. I did an hour and a half with Heavy for the Craft of the Cure. Oh, guy's so good. So much fun to talk to. Anyway, this is part of the changing mindset for a regression player too. You can start bigger, right? Because your bets are higher, regress to a more meaningful level. Tomorrow's show, all about regressions. But here it is, 8:30. I got to go. I got to get to work. A compressed show, quick lesson. The 19 people who are watching, hope you got something out of that. We are, as Duracell said earlier, our audience is hemorrhaging. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not interesting anymore. Maybe I pissed off too many people by being opinionated. I don't know. But the 19 of you that are here, I love every one of you. You guys are awesome. Keep it coming. I'll see you at Craft of the Cure. I'll see you tomorrow morning. In the middle of that, God bless. Have a great day. Bye.